What up, bitches? It's Misanthropic One, aka He Who Hungers, and I'm back up in this bitch for another rant. Once again, Happy New Year. Here we are. It wouldn't be a new year without people getting triggered. So here we go. The man on the screen is my man Kanye West. Y'all should know who he is by now. Let's rewind back to last year, which is weird saying that because that's literally like 2 days behind us. But anyway, last year Kanye came out as a Trump supporter and whatnot, and that had a lot of people triggered. A lot of people were fucking angry about that. And which was kind of funny. And I knew that was going to happen. You know, that's why majority of Hollywood cannot say that they're behind Trump. But, you know, Kanye came out and did that. And he linked up with Candace Owens, who is a conservative firebrand. I like her content a lot. She speaks a lot of truth, at least to me. And they had a falling out over the clothing brand Blexit, and I think it was because she had said, yeah, Kanye had came up with the design or something like that. I forget what it was, but I believe Kanye didn't want to be the face of the brand, and he kind of said, you know what, I'm bowing out of politics right now, and that was that. Now he, just yesterday, he tweeted Trump all day. So he's just showing that he still supports Donald Trump. I just, from what I'm getting from that, I just don't think he wants to be, the face of anything. Like I mentioned before, he doesn't want to be running around and doing all that shit, but he's just showing his support. And he says also that he's purposely going to perform with his MAGA hat on, because he feels good doing that. So, okay. So here we are. And, you have your usual suspects that are triggered by this once again. Your Talib Kweli's. I even saw my man Isham had said some stupid shit. I mean, look, listen, if, out of all the things that he said while he was talking about why he supported Trump and why he wants to think this way, out of all the things that he said, I want you people to hang on to one thing, specifically you Negroes watching this. He talked about Black people having monolithic thought. I've talked about that a while ago on my channel. I talked about that several times, how Black people think a certain way. And you would think after the first time he came out as a Trump supporter, just based off of the reaction alone, and I've talked about this, that proved his point just about that. Okay, so you would think him saying something about Trump again, you would think that people would just be like, all right, you know what? And to your credit, I will say that the backlash isn't, as impactful as the first time, but you still have the same people. For example, Talib Kweli, I mean, he stays on Twitter. That's his new hustle, I guess, but he stays on there like he's getting paid for the shit. But, he's in his feelings, and a bunch of other people, like I mentioned. It's like, dude, it's just Black people are not allowed to think outside the box. They're not allowed to. This is what proves his point. And, let me speak on Kanye West, what I think of him, politically, where he stands. I don't think he's a hardcore conservative. I don't think he's even that right wing. I think he's more of a centrist, because he kind of has to be, because he's Hollywood. But, he came out as, he feels certain type of way. Like, he understands what Candace Owens is saying. I mean, you heard him when he was in the Oval Office, amongst many things. He said, hey, I want to be able to have Kaepernick here. So, Trump and Kaepernick could hash out the differences, find some common ground or whatever. When he kind of distanced himself the first time after the Brexit shit, he went and donated to a Democratic socialist from Chicago that was running, this female that's running for mayor. So, I mean, listen, I look at him as a centrist. So, I mean, I don't think he's some hardcore Bible thumping, far right dude, even though a lot of y'all try to label him as that. You know what I mean? And as for MAGA, a lot of y'all say nigga this, nigga that. Okay, you took a negative, something you perceived as a negative, and turned it into a positive. Isn't it the same thing with him and the MAGA hat, which he has explained, which a lot of black conservatives have explained? That's why I don't see why people are so quick to comment on that shit. And it's so ridiculous how this spawns like the stupidest conversations. For example, I was watching, what's that show? Drink Champs. Nori and DJ Effen's show or podcast or whatever they have. And they had Dead Prez and Talib Kweli on there. And dude, they would not stop talking about Kanye for like over an hour. And it's like, it's so irritating. It's like everything's political. Everything's fucking political. It's like, dude, I want to know if Dead Prez has a new project coming out, what they've been doing, all this time. Like, I don't care about someone's political affiliation. And it kills me because Dead Prez was on there and they go, you know what? We encourage free thinking and this and that, but not that type of thinking. So you don't encourage free thinking, which is so fucking, surprising coming from dudes like that. And, you get caught up in the semantics, like Kweli had his ass on there and he's like, Kanye didn't say anything, political, it's just like, he's just doing it for the sake of doing it, which he very well may be doing, because let's just, that's a possibility. He could be trolling. But anyway, it's so funny that he said that because later on the show, you hear Nori talk about when Kanye went to give dap to Donald Trump. Like, he was like, yeah, Donald Trump didn't even give him the full hug or anything. And it's like he was doing it from a distance. And what was up with his hat and this and that? Like, y'all get caught up in the semantics of shit, but you're not saying anything political either. You're just caught in your emotions. So, I mean, look, this whole shit is stupid. Again, like I mentioned before, had anybody who understands Kanye, because he's always been erratic publicly, socially, with his decisions, what he's been saying. If anyone took that stance, it would have been perfectly fine. Oh yeah, that's just Kanye. Or better yet, that's that man's opinion. Which, again, shout out to Slim Thug of all people, that was the only one that said that shit. Only Hollywood dude that has said that shit. But yeah, that's it. Again, shout out to Kanye. Y'all gonna be buying his music regardless, so don't be a fucking hypocrite. That's the whole point of this video, all right? And don't get triggered. Cut it the fuck out. It's fucking annoying. It's a new year. Grow the fuck up, all right? Everybody else, y'all know the deal. Leave your love. Leave your hate. Most of all, subscribe. Please like and share my shit. And that's it. Peace, bitches.